morning, Spartans. Welcome to Sptv. I'm your host, Bargov, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brighton.
Hey everyone, we have an exciting show lined up for you today, from sports to skits and everything in between. We've got it all covered.
That's right. And to kick things off, let's hear about some sports. Did you hear about the basketball player who got a haircut? He wanted to improve his shot, but it was all for nothing. Turns out hair doesn't affect the way you play.
Oh, Bargov, you have the best jokes.
Yikes, Bargov, that one was bad. Anyway, we have a lot to catch you up on, Spartans, so buckle in.
Baseball lost 3-8 to Issaquah. Friday they played Inglemoor and won 6-2. Shout out to Mason Perello for hitting 2 home runs this season.
Boys lacrosse appears to be state-bound yet again. They are currently undefeated. They beat Juanita 17-4 last Tuesday. Friday they played Bend, Oregon and won 14-4. Saturday they played Lake Ridge High School and won 12-7.
Senior night for track is on Tuesday at home against Mount Si. Last Thursday they played Newport. Boys and girls both placed first. Last Friday there was an invitational in Wenatchee and girls placed second, boys placed first.
Boys soccer just finished preseason and are 4-2. They beat Inglemoor last Thursday 4-1, and all goals were scored by Braden Ferreira. They also won against Bainbridge on Friday 1-0, and their first in-season game was on Monday.
Softball is dominating the competition right now. Last Monday they played Redmond and won 9-0. On Wednesday they played Issy and won 12-2. And on Friday they won against Inglemoor 11-6.
Last but certainly not least, girls golf won against North Creek 252-202. Well, that's all we have for you this week.
Now back to our silly, goofy anchors.
Wow, those were some impressive highlights. Our Spartans are really killing it out there.
And speaking of sports, it's time for our question of the week. This week's question is, what's the craziest dream you've had?
What is the craziest dream you've ever had?
The craziest dream I've ever had, flying giraffes.
You know, I was in the NBA Finals, and it was Game 7, and I won against John Morant.
One time I was playing with John Morant in the NBA, and we won the championship.
Round 1, fight.
I don't remember my last dream.
But like, what's the craziest dream ever?
I don't remember. I think that's classified information. I'm gonna keep it honest.
All right, it's time for our next segment. We have a special package on one of our wrestling regional champs, Zane Cueva.
Today, I asked Skyline's leading wrestler Zane Cueva and 2 of his teammates what motivates him and what he's like on and off the mat as a sophomore.
My first year of wrestling, I made it stay. I didn't place. My second year, I placed overall 5th place, 285-4A. My record is 49-9 with 40 pins this season. My goal for the next 2 years is to be a state champion. One thing that motivates me is my practice partners. I know that all the work that they put in with me, I just have to make sure it counts and it doesn't get wasted.
If I had to describe Zane in one word, it would just be like beastly. He's an animal, you know? And I think that's the mentality that like gets him so far, you know?
It's more the people that I like, you know, you build that team camaraderie through all the tough stuff you do. Once you go through it and you go through with everybody, you feel great afterwards.
Off the mat, he is definitely one of the funniest people I know. He always makes everybody laugh. You know, he's a jokester.
He's a teddy bear, you know? He's really nice guy, like caring, like compassionate, like goofy. But like when he steps on that mat, it's like he turns on like a switch and he's like, it's all game mode, you know?
When you have someone on their back and you hear the count 1, 2, and you hear the referee hit the mat, it's like no other.
He's an absolute monster. You can see the intimidation in the opponent's eyes. You know, puts them in a sweet move called head and arm. He just grabs their head, just takes them down, and just finishes with a pin.
If you're looking on joining wrestling, it will break you down and build you up to become an overall better person.
For SBTV News, I'm Dylan Wong.
Wow, what an inspiring story. Congrats to Zane on his incredible achievement.
Now it's time for a little bit of humor. We have a nonsensical skit called Man on the Street where we go and ask people how much they bench.
Today I'm here with
Will.
How much do you bench, Will?
115.
Do you think other people would agree?
Yes.
Jason, how much do you think he benches?
Oh, easily 225.
Okay.
That's minimum. Probably like max, like 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you bench?
205 is my max.
Do you think other people would agree?
Yeah.
All right, Luke. How much do you think this guy benches?
Probably like the bar.
Bar? Okay. How much do you bench?
185.
Do you think other people would agree?
Probably.
How much do you think this guy bench presses?
I think he honestly bench press like 25 or something.
25. How much do you bench press?
25 as well.
What do you think this guy bench presses?
150.
Okay. How much do you bench press?
250.
Do you think other people would agree?
Yeah.
Sure. How much do you think she bench presses?
250.
Okay. Okay. How much do you bench press?
350.
Do you think other people would agree?
100%.
Cody, how much do you think he bench presses?
I gotta go like 450 on that one.
How much do you bench press?
Honestly, been kind of low, just like 505.
All right. Do you think other people would agree?
I think so.
Jacob, how much do you think he bench presses?
100.
How much do you bench press?
180.
Do you think other people would agree?
Maybe.
Oh man, that was hilarious. All right, time to get serious again. Let's talk about the importance of walking class. But first, a quick joke. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
This year, a new course was introduced to Skyline High School. It's called Hiking Fitness, and its goal is to make kids more interested in outside activity.
When you look at all of the activities that humans do on a day-to-day basis for their physical activity, the number one activity amongst Americans is walking. By teaching this class, I feel I am helping my students get set up for adult physical activity.
Yeah, Mr. Elliott, I think he's just a great leader. There's no one else I'd rather be walking with. He always stays behind us to make sure we're all safe.
Depending on the day, students will walk anywhere from 1 mile to 3 miles a day, off or on campus. And even though it's such a new class, it's already changed so much to meet students' needs.
In the first semester, I put an emphasis on form first and then fitness, but I realized halfway through the semester that fitness was really the name to the game.
Students who take the class are giving rave reviews.
Very beneficial. I think we're all in great shape here. Like all of us are in the best shape of our lives, really.
I think hiking fitness is a very chill class. Mr. Elliott is a very nice teacher.
Mr. Elliott is cool. I think he's very passionate about what he does.
Students from all fitness backgrounds are welcome to join. So if you want to spend less time behind a desk and more time outdoors, consider joining Hiking Fitness.
For Sptv, I'm Jonah Lee.
Walking class may seem like a joke, but it's actually really important for our health and well-being. Speaking of well-being, did you hear about the guy who stole a calendar? He got 12 months.
Oh, Bargov, that was terrible.
Hey, at least I'm trying to keep things light.
Fair enough. And now for our final segment, we have a special package talking about one of our longest employees, Mr. Brendan Hyland. Did you know that Mr. Hyland used to be a famous basketball player?
Really? I had no idea. I bet he has some great stories to tell.
Well, let's find out. Here's the Brendan Hyland package.
Mr. Hyland is one of our few PE teachers here at Skyline and is one of the oldest teachers. Today, I have interviewed him to see what his time is like at Skyline and other stuff he does around the school. But first, I asked him what he was doing before Skyline.
So before I was at Skyline, I actually taught at Pine Lake Middle School and Maywood Middle School. So pretty much started my teaching career in the Issaquah district, but as a middle school teacher. I've been teaching here since 1997, and I've actually started teaching here science. I taught biology, physical science, and I got into PE probably maybe 15 years ago. So
With being a PE teacher, Mr. Hyland is also the track coach, so I wondered how he handles doing both.
So I like it because I am a person that's kind of an ADD style person. I don't like to sit around, so for me it's perfect just being out, being able to do different games like basketball. I love basketball, choke ball, weights. So for me, I'm actually doing what I want to do. And then track, I'm an avid runner, so coaching track just kind of fits right into my lifestyle. So I'd say for me, it's a perfect fit.
Now knowing that he's a track coach, I got one of the track runners to see how they would describe Hyland as a coach.
You know, Hyland's the best coach. He makes practice fun. He motivates all the kids, and he just brings the old-fashioned sense to the team.
Since he has been teaching here for over 20 years, I had to ask him his thoughts about Skyline and also his favorite moment.
The best thing about Skyline, I think, is it's a very well, I like how the students, they come to you with a lot of, I would say, like, maturity. They're ready to learn, but they're also really fun. So I like to joke around, and these students be able to, they definitely can take jokes. They don't take themselves too seriously, but at the same time, they really do work hard. So it's a great blend of being intellectually smart, but being able to have fun at the same time. So I definitely enjoy it. And my best experience, I would say, when the president of Ireland came out to our PE class, he came out, we had a Irish football match. We had all the news stations came out, King 5 came out, Channel 7 came out, and it was on Irish national news. So that was huge. So it was fun. We got to go to a activity. He had like a get together for all the people that were in his little contingent, and we got to go to that afterward at night at McCall Hall. So that definitely was the highlight, I'd say.
For Sptv News, I'm Damon Valbuena.
Wow, Mr. Hyland is such an interesting person. I never could have thought that he used to be such a good hooper.
Yeah, and it's amazing that he's been working at our school for so long. He truly cares about his students.
Absolutely. And speaking of students, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning into SBTV. We really hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. And remember, stay strong, Spartans.
See you next time, Spartans.